Stop! Hi tuners! If you'd like to know more about ECUs and find out how they work, take a look at this video.
Seriously?
Before you walk in, be honest. He knows more than what you think.
Have a sit down. I imagine that right now you feel like a bit Alice tumbling down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, you could say that.
I can see it in your eyes. Do you believe in easy tuning then?
No,
Why not?
cause what comes easy won't last long.
I know exactly what you mean. You're here because you know something. What you know you can explain. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Chip tuning.
Do you want to know what it is? Chip tuning, it's all around us. In your car, in your boat, in your motorbike, even in your washing machine. It is the electronic world that controls everything you use. Now you're ready to find the truth.
What truth?
You have to see it for yourself. This is your chance. After this, there's no turning back. You take the white pill and the story ends. You wake up in your garage and go back to your oil changes and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill and you stay in Wonderland, and I'll show you how deep chip tuning can go. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more. I will ask you some basics. What is chip tuning?
Chip tuning is the process of changing and modifying the content of the memories in your vehicle's electronic control unit, aka ECU, to achieve better performance, more power, cleaner emissions and better fuel efficiency.
On which part of the vehicle is chip tuning most effective?
ECUs.
What are they?
ECU, or electronic control units, are one of the most important parts of a vehicle. There are multiple ECUs in a car that operates in different features and control multiple parameters. They are called according to the task they perform, for example, ECM, engine control module, BCM, brake control module, TCM, transmission control modules, and many others.
But what exactly are they?
In short, they are a mix of electronic components assembled in a PCB able to manage and determine part of vehicles. In modern vehicles, more than 50 ECUs improve hardware performance such as engine, battery, powertrain module, among other things.
Okay, I've got it. But focus on the ECM. How does an ECM work in a car?
The ECM is the brain of the engine and therefore an essential part of a modern car. While driving, the control unit is constantly gathering information in order to be able to control other parts. For example, before engine control equipment was used in cars, car manufacturers used a carburetor to control the air-fuel mixture. However, this technique has one major disadvantage: the system is static. An ideal adjustment had to be found for all circumstances: hot, cold, damp or dry. It was almost impossible to find a good mix of power. The ECM offered a dynamic solution for all cases. After all, a unit can adjust the mixing ratio for each situation and thus always ensure an optimal fuel injection. Who is in charge of this calculation is the processors that receive several information from many sensors. It's going to take a lifetime to discuss and name all of them. Therefore, we will discuss some of the most important ones that provide input to the engine control module. MAP sensor. The manifold absolute pressure sensor is used in an electronic system of an internal combustion engine. The sensor provides information about the pressure in the intake manifold. Information is used to calculate the air density and the air mass ratio. Coolant temperature sensor. What the coolant temperature sensor does, of course, speaks for itself. Lambda sensor. The lambda sensor is a sensor also known as the oxygen sensor. This sensor literally measures the amount of oxygen in the exhaust gases. Crankshaft position sensor and camshaft sensor are electronic components found in both petrol and diesel engines. They measure the relationship between the pistons and the valves, which is especially important in engines with variable valve timing. Knock sensor. The knock sensor measures when the detonation occurs, the moment when the petrol ignites. The blow, or knock, caused by this, is detected by the sensor and immediately passed on to the ECU. Throttle position sensor. This sensor is used to determine the position of the accelerator pedal. In addition to the direct sensor signals received by an ECU, a lot of information is also received via the CAN network. With all this input, it is important that ECU unit knows what information is important at the moment and can take action on it. The CAN filter plays an important role in this. The CAN filter separates, as the name suggests, the important from the less important, and send it to the processor of the ECU. In these processors, the input information is converted to output information after several calculations by the MCU. The generated output information will also have to be sent to different parts in the car. Which information flows depends very much on the type of the car. Wow, really?
And where you can find it?
Good question. The position of the ECU is very important for many reasons, related to anti-theft or durability. Manufacturers have found different solutions. Some are good solutions, others are not so good solutions. When it's necessary to have a physical access to the ECU, you need to really look for it. Under the hood, under the seat, in the back, on the side, underneath. The easiest way to access communication with an ECM using a CAN network is through the OBD port, that is usually in the cluster or near it.
Alright. I would like to know more about this.
Listen, the effect of the spill is over. Let's meet up next episode.
Café